Listen to me carefully. You are not waiting on someone to save you. You are not waiting on a miracle. You are the miracle. You are the blueprint. You are the blueprint. You are the foundation, the architect, and the builder of your future. The success you're looking for, it's not in some book. It's not in some handout. It's in you. People keep asking, where do I start? You start with you. You are the plan. You are the strategy. Stop outsourcing your greatness. Stop waiting for perfect timing. Stop looking around for permission to be great. You don't need permission to be great. You've been waiting too long. Too long for someone to clap for you. Too long for someone to tell you it's your time. Too long for the stars to align. The conditions to be perfect. And for someone important to notice you and give you the green light. But let me break this to you right now. You don't need anyone's permission to be great. You were born great. You were born with something unique, something powerful, something unstoppable inside you. But you've been trained to believe that greatness is something outside of you. That greatness is something given to you by others. That's a lie. What's holding most people back isn't a lack of talent, a lack of skill, or even a lack of opportunity. It's a belief that they need someone else to validate them before they take their shot. It's the belief that they've got to be picked, that they need someone with a title, someone with power, someone with money, someone with a platform to say, it's your turn. But I'm here to tell you, it's been your turn. From the moment you took your first breath, greatness has been assigned to you. But here's the catch. It only manifests when you believe it, not when your parents believe it, not when your coach believes it, not when your teacher believes it, when you believe it. There's a war going on in your mind, a war between the version of you that knows you're capable of more and the version of you that's still waiting for the world to agree. But let me say it loud and clear. You are enough. You don't need to be more polished, more educated, more approved, more liked, more followed. You need to be more committed. You need to be more courageous. You need to be more unapologetic about what's already inside you. Because what's inside you, that fire, that hunger, that vision, that's real. That's yours, and it doesn't require a permission slip. You see, too many people are waiting for an invitation to be who they already are. Waiting for someone to say, it's okay to shine. Waiting for someone to say, it's okay to lead. Waiting for someone to say, it's okay to be different. But the moment you give yourself that permission, everything changes. That's when your power activates. That's when doors start opening, not because the world changed, but because your mindset changed. Because you stopped knocking and started kicking doors down. You stopped asking for a seat at the table and started building your own. Think about the greatest people in history, the ones who changed the game. They weren't always the most qualified, they weren't the most accepted, they weren't the most celebrated at first, but they decided. They made a decision that they didn't need permission. Martin Luther King Jr., Rosa Parks, Muhammad Ali, Oprah Winfrey, Steve Jobs. They didn't wait for someone to tap them on the shoulder and say, okay, now go change the world. No, they looked in the mirror and said, oh, let's go. They moved when it was uncomfortable. They spoke when it was risky. They built when they had nothing but faith because they understood the truth. Greatness is a decision, not a designation. When you realize that, you stop begging, you stop shrinking, you stop apologizing for being different. You start owning your story, your pain, your background, all of it. Because you realize that's your edge, that's your weapon, that's your weapon, that's your uniqueness. And the very things you thought disqualified you, the trauma, the failure, the setbacks, those are the exact things that make you powerful. They give you a depth most people don't have, a strength most people don't understand. But you'll never know it until you stop waiting and start acting. And I get it. I understand why you've been waiting. The world taught you to play small. It taught you to stay in line. It taught you to follow the rules, not break the mold. But I'm telling you now, there's no mold for you. You are the mold. You are the blueprint. You are the original. And every second you spend trying to fit in, you're robbing the world of the real you. The world doesn't need another clone. It doesn't need another follower. It needs you, fully you. Bold, raw, authentic, powerful you. Stop letting fear write your story. Stop letting doubt make your decision. Fear will keep you average. Doubt will keep you stagnant. But faith will make you dangerous. Faith will make you unstoppable. Faith will make you walk into rooms that were never designed for you and own them. But you've got to stop waiting for permission to walk through that door. You got to break the door down if you have to. You got to make a way even when there's no way, because you weren't built to wait. You were built to lead. You were built to move. You were built to create. The people you admire, the ones you follow, the ones you quote, they're no different than you. The only difference is they believe sooner. They believe without approval. They believe without applause. They believe when no one else did, and they acted on it. That's the difference. So what's your excuse? What are you waiting for? Another year? Another opportunity? Another sign? The fact that you're breathing, the fact that you woke up today is the sign. That's your signal. That's your signal. That's your green light. You can't keep outsourcing your potential to other people. You can't keep blaming your circumstances, your environment, your upbringing, and get it. Some of you didn't get a fair start. Some of you were born into struggle, into pain, into trauma. But guess what? That's not your fault. But staying there is your choice. I promise you, there is no greatness in waiting. There is no breakthrough in blaming. There's no progress in permission. You got one life, one chance, one shot to make this thing count. And the clock is ticking. Every moment you spend doubting yourself is a moment you could have been building. Every moment you wait is a moment wasted. You weren't created to watch life go by. You weren't created to stay on the sidelines. You were created to dominate, to lead, to inspire, to build. So don't you dare sit back and wait for someone to crown you. Put your crown on, stand up, speak up, and go get what's yours. You don't need a degree to be impactful. You don't need followers to be influential. You don't need approval to be effective. All you need is hunger. All you need is grit. All you need is the fire inside you that refuses to be put out. So today, right now, give yourself the permission you've been looking for. Not tomorrow, not next week. Right now, decide to be great. Decide to move. Decide to build, to create, to dominate. Not because someone told you to, but because you finally realized you don't need permission to be who you already are. You are greatness in motion. You are potential walking. You are power speaking. You are not waiting on a sign. You are the sign. You are the sign. You are the signal. You are the permission. So step into it. Walk in it. Live in it. Because the world is waiting. Not for the next superstar, not for the next influencer, but for you. The real you. The bold you. The unapologetic, unfiltered, unstoppable you. And it all starts the moment you stop waiting for permission and start walking in purpose. You don't need a template. You are the template. You don't need to follow someone else's model when you've got your own DNA of greatness within you. You are the original. You are the standard. You are the designer of your destiny. That's not a metaphor. That's not just a feel-good quote to put on a poster or a t-shirt. That's the truth that too many people run away from because it comes with responsibility. Because when you really understand, you are the architect of your life. You no longer get to blame anyone else. You no longer get to blame your parents, your teachers, your job, your environment, your past, or your pain. When you understand you are the designer, you realize that every decision you make is a brick. Every action you take is a beam. Every thought you nurture is a blueprint line being drawn. And if you don't like what you see in your life right now, it's time to look at what you've been building. Most people don't build their life. They accept it. They live like tenants in a house someone else built. They live by rules they didn't write, following paths they didn't choose, chasing goals that were handed to them by society, by culture, by pressure, by fear. And they wonder why they feel lost. They wonder why they feel unfulfilled. They wonder why they feel empty even when they're checking all the boxes. It's because deep down they know this isn't their design. This isn't their blueprint. This isn't their dream. It's someone else's idea of success and they're trapped in it. But you're different. You're waking up. You're realizing that life isn't about fitting into a mold. It's about breaking it. You're realizing that every day you wake up, you have a pen in your hand. You have the power to draw the lines of your future. The power to decide how you want to live, where you want to go, who you want to be. And you've got to stop handing that pen to other people. You've got to stop letting fear design your life. You've got to stop letting insecurity be your architect. You got to take control of your tools and start building something real, something that looks like you, feels like you, sounds like you, designs like you. Design isn't passive. It's intentional. You don't accidentally build a skyscraper. You don't accidentally create a masterpiece. It takes work. It takes focus. It takes vision. And your life is no different. If you want a strong foundation, you've got to lay it brick by brick. If you want a beautiful future, you've got to plan it detail by detail. You can't keep living like a passenger and expect to end up in a destination that feels like home. You got to get in the driver's seat and steer. But let's be honest. Some of us were never taught that we could design our lives. We were told to stay in line, to do what we're told, to keep our heads down and just get by. We were taught to follow the blueprint, not to create it. But listen to me. Just because you were handed a blueprint doesn't mean you have to build it. Just because you come from struggle doesn't mean you're destined for pain. Just because your family never broke the cycle doesn't mean you can't. Just because they didn't believe in you doesn't mean you shouldn't believe in yourself. You got to understand, your past is not your prison. It's your platform. You can take everything you've been through and use it to fuel your future. You can take your scars and turn them into structure. You can take your wounds and turn them into wisdom. See, designing your destiny doesn't mean your life will be easy. It means you take responsibility when it's hard. It means you stop waiting for the perfect condition. Stop waiting for someone to fix it. Stop waiting for someone to fix it. Stop waiting for a miracle. The miracle is you taking action. The miracle is you saying, I refuse to let life happen to me. I will happen to life. Because destiny isn't found. Destiny is created. Look around you. Every building, every bridge, every system, it all started with an idea. Someone had a vision, they wrote it down, and then they built it. Your life is no different if you don't have a vision. You're building blind. If you don't have a plan, you're just reacting. And reaction is a dangerous way to live. Reaction means you're always on defense, you're always catching up. But design means you're intentional, you're proactive, you're strategic, you're thinking ahead. You're setting goals, making moves, and crafting your life on purpose. This is where most people get stuck. They don't believe they have the power. They think destiny is for the lucky ones, for the chosen ones. But I'm here to tell you, you are the chosen one. You are the lucky one. You are the one with the power. The question is, will you use it? Will you step up and own it? Will you put your hands on the blueprint of your life and start shaping it? Or will you let life shape you? The clock is ticking. Time is moving whether you design or not. Every day you delay is a day you could have been building. Every day you drift is a day your destiny is pushed further away. You've got to wake up every morning with purpose, with focus, with the mindset that says, I'm not just living, I'm constructing. I'm not just existing, I'm designing. Because that's what separates average from excellent. That's what separates potential from performance. That's what separates dreamers from doers. You got to be willing to build the life you want even when no one else sees it yet. Don't wait until the world believes in your vision. Don't wait until the blueprint looks beautiful to everybody else. Build in the dark, design in silence. Trust that every decision you make today to be disciplined, to get up early, to invest in yourself, to say no to distractions, to say yes to your calling. It's all shaping your future. You may not see the results right away, but every great design takes time. Every masterpiece takes patience. You're not building a tent, you're building a fortress. You're building something that will last. But you can't build if you're not focused. You can't build if you're distracted. You can't design your destiny while constantly comparing yourself to others. Stop looking at their blueprint. Stop trying to live in someone else's design. Their dream is not your dream. Their purpose is not your purpose. You got to be bold enough to look at your life and ask, what do I want to build? Not what your parents want, not what society says, what you want. That's where the power lives. That's where freedom begins. When you stop living for them, start building for you. So take the pen back, take the hammer, take the tools, lay the foundation, draw the vision, start today. Don't wait for clarity. Clarity comes through movement. Don't wait for perfection. Perfection is a myth to start. Build messy, build broken, build afraid, but build like your life depends on it, because it does. And when people look at you and ask, who gave you permission? You tell them I did. When they ask, who taught you how? You say I learned through fire. When they ask, what makes you think you can do this? You say, oh, because I designed it, because I built it, because I refuse to leave my destiny in anyone else's hands but my own. You are the designer. Not by chance, not by accident, by birthright. Now build. Build with vision. Build with faith. Build like your legacy is dependent on it, because it is. Comparison is a trap. It's one of the most dangerous and subtle weapons that will destroy your purpose from the inside out. It doesn't scream. It doesn't show up with warning sign. It slips in quietly, disguised as inspiration, disguised as motivation, disguised as I just want to see how they're doing it. But before you know it, you're not building your dream anymore. You're chasing theirs. You're not living your truth anymore. You're performing for validation. You're not designing your blueprint. You're trying to copy someone else's. And the tragedy is that while you're so busy trying to be them, the world is missing out on you. You see, when you compare, you cancel the very thing that makes you powerful because you're not like them. And that's the point. You weren't made to fit into someone else's mold. You weren't created to be a replica. You were created to be an original. The world doesn't need another version of them. The world needs you, your story, your scars, your gift, your fingerprint. But comparison will make you think your difference is a disadvantage. It'll have you believing you're behind, when really you're just on your own timeline. Social media has made it worse. You're scrolling through highlights, through filters, through rehearsed success, and you're comparing it to your real life. You're behind the scenes, your struggle, your process. And that's not fair. That's like comparing someone's destination to your first step. That's like comparing someone's harvest to your planting season. You can't compare your chapter 1 to their chapter 20 and expect to feel good about where you are. And that's exactly what the trap is designed to do. It's designed to rob you of your peace. It's designed to strip you of your confidence. It's designed to keep you so focused on what they're doing that you stop doing what you were called to do. Let me tell you something real. Your blueprint will never look like theirs. It's because it was never meant to. You come from a different place. You've been through different battles. You've fought different demons. You've cried different tears. You've celebrated different victories. That means your process, your path, your pace is going to be different. And that's not just okay. That's beautiful. That's what makes your story yours. That's what makes your blueprint powerful, because it's rooted in authenticity, not imitation. But most people don't believe their story is enough. Most people think their journey is too messy. So they borrow someone else's blueprint. They try to mimic what they think works. They follow trends instead of following truth. And before they realize it, they built a life that looks good on the outside but feels hollow on the inside. Why? Because it wasn't their dream. It wasn't their vision. It was a performance, not a purpose. You got to get to a place where you value your voice more than their applause, where you trust your direction more than their approval, where you're so locked in on your own lane that even if someone else is sprinting past you, it doesn't shake you, because you know your destination is different. You know your mission is personal, and you've got to understand, speed means nothing if you're headed in the wrong direction. Don't let their pace rush your process. Don't let their progress make you abandon your path. Stay rooted, stay grounded, stay focused. And I get it. Comparison feels natural, it's human. We want to measure. We want to evaluate. We want to understand where we stand. But the moment that evaluation turns into envy, the moment that curiosity turns into criticism, both of them and of yourself, you've stepped into the trap. And that trap will make you bitter. It will make you insecure. It will make you question your worth. But the truth is, nobody can compete with you at being you. That's your superpower. That's your edge. Nobody has your lens, your soul, your voice, your energy, your exact perspective. And if you abandon that in pursuit of being someone else, you lose your gift. You've got to fight for your identity. You've got to protect your authenticity like it's gold, because it is. That's the value you bring to every room you enter. That's the light you carry. That's the purpose you've been assigned. And no matter how loud their success is, no matter how shiny their results are, you got to remember, what's yours is yours. Their blessing doesn't block yours. Their lane doesn't interfere with yours. Their win doesn't take away from your worth. The reason you feel anxious when you compare is because your spirit knows you're betraying your blueprint. It's warning you. It's saying, hey, this ain't your path. This ain't your plan. Come back home. But instead of listening, we scroll deeper, watch longer, click further, chasing someone else's highlight reel while ignoring our own story in real time. And let me be honest, You can't build greatness off imitation. You can't find peace in pretense. You can't lead a life of purpose if you're too busy playing roles someone else scripted. The moment you stop comparing, you start creating. You start living from a place of truth. You start walking in alignment. You start building something real. And real might be slower. It might be messier. It might not get as many likes or reposts or comments, but real lasts. Real matters. Real impacts people. And more than anything else, real brings freedom. When you live your truth, you don't have to keep up. You don't have to fake it. You don't have to hustle for validation. You just show up, fully, completely, unapologetically you. So what if their business is growing faster? So what if their platform is bigger? So what if their path looks clearer? That has nothing to do with your assignment. You've got your own field to till, your own seeds to plant, your own roots to grow. And if you stay consistent, stay focused, your time will come. But it won't come through copying. It will come through clarity, through self-awareness, through boldness, through obedience to your calling. Let them be them. Let them win. Let them shine. And while they're doing that, you build. You work. You grind. You grow quietly, confidently, relentlessly. And when your time comes, it won't just be a moment. It'll be a movement. Because it'll be built on truth, not trend. Built on purpose, not pressure. Built on calling, not comparison. You are not late. You are not lost. You are not less than. You are becoming more focused, becoming more aligned, becoming more you. And when you fully embrace that, when you stop looking left and right and start looking within, that's when the breakthrough happens. That's when the peace floods in. That's when the power shows up. Because you are not a copy. You are not a replica. You are not a second-rate version of somebody else's success. You are the blueprint. You are the one, the original, the irreplaceable. And the moment you stop comparing, you'll see it clearly. You already have everything you need. You just need to believe it and build. Self-discipline is the construction crew. It's the team behind the scenes building your dreams, one brick at a time. It's the unglamorous, unnoticed, uncelebrated force that separates potential from progress. Everybody wants to be great. Everybody wants success. Everybody wants to live the life they've dreamed of. But very few are willing to do what it takes every single day when nobody's watching. That's where self-discipline comes in. It's the grind that keeps going even when motivation dies. It's the daily decision to show up, to lock in, to build, even when every part of you wants to quit. You have the blueprint, yes. You have the vision. You see where you want to go. But a blueprint without builders is just paper. A vision without self-discipline is just a fantasy. You can dream all you want. You can talk all day long. You can post quotes, set goals, make vision boards. But if you don't have the discipline to execute, you're building castles in the sky. Nothing becomes real without consistency. Nothing becomes permanent without commitment. And the problem is, we live in a culture that's obsessed with the outcome, but allergic to the process. Everyone wants the results, but no one wants the routine. Everyone wants the glory, but no one wants the grind. We look at other people's highlight reels, their success stories, and we think they got lucky. We think they were chosen. But if you can see the behind the scenes, you see discipline. You see late nights and early mornings. You see sacrifice. You'd see someone who made a decision every day to do the hard stuff, especially when they didn't feel like it. That's what self-discipline is. It's doing what needs to be done even when emotions don't support it. It's making decisions based on vision, not feeling. Feelings are inconsistent. Emotions are unreliable. One day you feel like a king, the next day you feel like quitting. If you let your emotions lead, your life will be a roller coaster, up and down all over the place. No progress, no peace. But when discipline leads, there's structure, there's direction, there's momentum. Discipline is the anchor that holds you steady in the storm. You gotta treat your goals like a construction site. You can't just show up once and expect a skyscraper. You can't pour a foundation and expect the building to appear. You gotta keep showing up every day, laying brick after brick, laying brick after nail after nail. Some days it'll feel like nothing is happening. Some days it'll feel like all your effort is invisible. But I promise you, the structure is rising, even if you can't see it yet. Discipline builds silently. But when it's done, the results shout. And don't confuse discipline with punishment. That's the lie too many people believe. Discipline isn't about depriving yourself. It's about developing yourself. It's not a cage. It's a craft. It's not a burden. It's a blessing. Discipline is how you honor your purpose. It's how you respect your vision. It's how you protect your future. Because every time you show up with discipline, you're investing in your future self. Every rep, every page, every step, every habit. It's a deposit in the bank of your destiny. It's also about trust. Do you trust yourself enough to follow through? Do you keep promises to yourself? Or do you break them the minute it gets uncomfortable? Most people don't need more talent. They don't need more time. They need more trust. They need to become someone they can count on. Self-discipline is how you prove to yourself, I got me. I said I'd do it, and I'm doing it. No excuses, no delays, no negotiations. That kind of internal trust is priceless. Because when you trust yourself, your confidence goes up, your belief rises, your mindset sharpens. You become a machine for greatness, not because you're perfect, but because you're consistent. And let's be honest, there are going to be days when you want to quit. There will be days when the pain feels like too much, when the results feel too far away, when the sacrifice feels unfair. That's normal. That's human. That's also the test. That's the moment where discipline kicks in. Motivation might get you started, but discipline is what gets you through. It's what says, I didn't come this far to turn back now. I didn't build this much just to tear it down. I will not let how I feel today destroy what I built over months, even years. That's what separates the greats from the average. Greatness isn't born in the spotlight. It's born in the shadows. It's born in the reps nobody sees, the tears nobody hears, the lonely nights, the early mornings, the silent battles. Discipline isn't glamorous, but it's powerful. It's transformative. It's the bridge between dreams and reality. It's the fire that burns when everything else goes cold. And here's the truth. Discipline gives you freedom. Most people think it's the opposite. They think discipline restricts you, but actually it liberates you. Because when you're disciplined, you're not a slave to your impulses. You're not chained to your emotions. You're not held hostage by laziness or distraction. You're in control. You decide your direction. You run your life, not the other way around. Think about it. When you're disciplined with your health, you're free from disease. When you're disciplined with your finances, you're free from debt. When you're disciplined with your time, you're free from regret. Discipline is the key to every door you want to walk through. It's the tool that unlocks purpose, peace, power, everything. So how do you build it? You build it one decision at a time. You don't wait until you feel like it. You don't wait until it's easy. You start small, but you start. You build the habit. You train the mind. You create system. You eliminate distraction. You keep your word. And little by little, you become the type of person who does hard things, not because they're fun, but because they're necessary. You choose structure over spontaneity. You choose purpose over pleasure. You choose progress over perfection. And the more you choose those things, the stronger your discipline becomes. It's like a muscle. The more you use it, the more powerful it gets. But the moment you stop using it, it starts to fade. That's why you got to stay sharp, stay focused, stay committed. No one is coming to do it for you. No one is going to build your life but you. No one is going to force you to wake up early. No one is going to remind you every day of your vision. That's your job. That's your responsibility. And if you truly want it, if you really, really want to see that blueprint become reality, then you got to become the kind of person who shows up no matter what, who works when it's hard, who pushes when it's painful, who refuses to quit when the process gets ugly. Because let me tell you something, the process will get ugly. There will be setbacks. There will be failures. There will be days when you question everything. But if you train yourself in discipline, if you built those mental muscles, you'll keep going. You'll push through. You'll rise again. Discipline is the construction crew. They don't care if it rains. They don't care if it's hot. They don't care if the public doesn't see the progress. They just show up and build quietly, consistently, faithfully. That's how greatness is built, not in bursts of inspiration, but in daily acts of discipline. So what's it going to be? Are you going to keep talking about the dream? Or are you going to build it? Are you going to keep waiting for motivation? Or are you going to master discipline? Because when it's all said and done, the difference between those who succeed and those who stay stuck isn't talent, luck, or timing. It's discipline. Always has been, always will be. When you truly embrace that the world is waiting for what you have inside of you, your entire mindset shifts. You no longer see your pain as punishment. You start to see it as preparation. You no longer hide your scars. You wear them as proof that you survived what was meant to break you. The moment you internalize that the world is in need of your unique gifts, your story, your experiences, your struggles, your triumphs, everything about you becomes purposeful. Too often, people walk through life, they're invisible, like what they have doesn't matter, like their voice isn't enough, their dream isn't big enough, or their impact won't be felt. But that's a lie. That's fear talking. That's insecurity trying to take the microphone. Let me tell you something real. The world needs you, not a copy, not a carbon version of someone else. You, with all your quirks, your passion, your accent, your flaws, your vision. You are not random. You are necessary. There's somebody out there whose life is on pause because they're waiting for you to step up. They're waiting for your book. They're waiting for your business. They're waiting for your coaching, your teaching, your invention, your courage, and they don't even know they're waiting. But when you move, they move. When you rise, they find permission to rise too. That's why this is bigger than you. Your assignment is connected to destinies you haven't even met yet. You ever wonder why you survived what others did? Why you're still standing after what tried to knock you down? That wasn't an accident. That was grace. That was alignment. That was because your story's not done yet. Your miss has a message. Your setback has a setup. But you gotta stop running from the very things that qualify you. The pain you avoid might be the very thing someone else needs to see healed in you so they know healing is possible. The world doesn't need more perfection. It needs more real. We've got enough filters, enough polished highlight reels. People are dying inside, scrolling through the lives, comparing their behind the scenes to someone else's performance. What we need is your truth, your raw, unfiltered truth. We need your lessons, your reflections, your comeback. Because when you tell your truth, you make space for someone else to step into theirs. I'm talking to the person who keeps saying, I'll share when I have it all figured out. Oh, listen to me. You'll never feel 100% ready. If you wait for the perfect time, the perfect version of you, the perfect response, you'll never move. And the world will miss out on the blessing that is you. Start with what you have right now. Speak from where you are. Lead with what you know. Even if your voice shakes, even if you're scared, even if you feel small, do it anyway because somebody needs it. Do you understand how powerful that is, that your voice, your story, your truth has the power to unlock someone else's purpose? That your obedience can shift generations. See, it's not about fame or recognition. It's about legacy. It's about impact. It's about sowing seeds in the soil you may never see bloom. But knowing deep down that you planted something meaningful, you don't need permission to be great. You don't need credentials to care. You don't need a platform to make a difference. What you need is conviction. What you need is consistency. What you need is courage. The rest will come. The doors will open. But you gotta show up first. You gotta stop disqualifying yourself before the race even starts. You've gotta stop giving in to the lies that say you're not ready. You're not enough. You're too broken, too late, too flawed. No, you're right on time. With the right heart, with the right experience, with the right pain, turn it into purpose. There's power in showing up when it's uncomfortable. Power in being vulnerable. Power in not having it all together, but still choosing to try. That's how you inspire. That's how you lead. That's how you change lives. Not by being perfect, but by being present. Think about this. If Martin Luther King Jr. waited until he had a team of lawyers and a verified Instagram page, where would we be? If Rosa Parks waited until she felt brave enough, would history have changed? If Mother Teresa waited until she had a massive budget, would the poor have been served? No, they didn't wait. They stepped into the need. They stepped into the calling. They answered not because they had it all, but because they had the heart. You are no different. There's a calling on your life. There's a blueprint inside you. And guess what? It's not just for you. It's for the world. It's for the people connected to your purpose. Every time you step forward in your truth, you're telling the world, oh, there is another way. A way through fear, a way through pain, a way through trauma, a way into purpose. That's why you can't afford to shrink anymore. You can't afford to dim your light to make others comfortable. You've got to shine, not in arrogance, but in authenticity. Shine because when you do, you remind others that they can too. Shine because your light exposes paths others didn't even know existed. You were not born to blend in. You were born to break through. You were not born to copy others. You were born to create new patterns. You were not born to chase validation. You were born to carry vision. You were born to carry vision. And the world is desperate for visionaries, desperate for people who aren't afraid to be different, to challenge the norm, to speak up, to stand firm, to love loudly, to build boldly. Don't let the noise of the world drown out the sound of your soul. Don't let failure fool you into thinking it's final. Don't let critics convince you to sit down when you were meant to stand up. Because whether they cheer or not, your assignment remains. You are the answer to a problem. The world is in need of solutions, and the one you carry might just be the breakthrough someone's been praying for. But you've got to believe in the value of what you bring. You've got to trust that your life, your path, your voice matters. So the next time you doubt yourself, remember this. Someone is watching you. Someone is listening to you. Someone is learning from you. You are the blueprint they didn't know they needed. You are the permission they were waiting for. You are the evidence that's possible to rise after the fall, to speak after the silence, to create after destruction. You are the blueprint, and the world is watching.